Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of JSpizzle Crypto. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the serious risks about Bitcoin. Yes, guys, there are some serious risks that involve Bitcoin that you guys need to know. And after this video, your whole perspective on Bitcoin may just be changed. Let's get right on into the video. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. If you watched all my videos here, you watched the video about the Turkish lira against Bitcoin, how I believe it was like 5 or 6 years ago. If you would have just put 5% of your savings into Bitcoin at that time, that during the crash of the Turkish lira, your savings would have been saved because that 5% would have became over 500% of your entire portfolio because of how much inflation went up in Turkey with their Turkish lira and Bitcoin going up. So essentially, if you would have had just 5% in, it would have saved you. You also would have watched my video about my conspiracy theory about how I believe that over the next 4 years that Bitcoin is going to become legal tender in the US. I don't think it's going to replace the US dollar. I think that it's going to be an additional form of legal tender. So if you see where I'm going with this, the risk is not being invested into Bitcoin. See, so many people when I try to talk to them about crypto, they just say like, "Oh no, it's not my thing. I'm good." Well, and anyone's entitled to their own ignorance, but that answer is not good for me because I mean, truly, if you don't learn about Bitcoin now, you're going to be forced to later. I mean, just look at American right now. You can't buy a house with cash. You can't buy a plane ticket with cash. There are so many things that you cannot do with cash. Imagine if you would just live your entire life without your debit card or online banking. You wouldn't be able to pay your bills. And so I believe that we're going to get to a point where Bitcoin will be essential. Check this out. According to 2025, there are 22 million millionaires in the US, and there's only 24 million Bitcoin. And a lot of that Bitcoin is lost forever. I mean, we will never see that again. According to Grok, between 3 and 6 million Bitcoin will be lost forever. Forever. And with there being 22 million millionaires in America, not including the rest of the world, they all couldn't even own one Bitcoin if they wanted to. And another thing, when Bitcoin gets to a certain price, the billionaires who are buying Bitcoin, countries that are buying Bitcoin, they're going to be forced to go to exchanges and buy straight off the exchange. Right now, what they're doing is they're buying Bitcoin on what is called the OTC market. You hear about these billionaires in these countries and these institutions buying like $500 million worth of Bitcoin, $2 billion worth of Bitcoin, but the price hasn't changed. But the reason why is they're buying it over the counter. Well, it's going to get to a point in time when Bitcoin's price gets up so much and Bitcoin is so scarce that they're going to have to go on places like Coinbase and Binance to get the Bitcoin that they want. And so, yes, there's some serious risk in Bitcoin, and that's not being invested. I would always say, of course, diversify. But if you have a 401k or you have a life savings and you're depending on that for retirement, for adulthood, if you have a good amount and you take that seriously, you need to get at least 5%, and not financial advice. But if something happened to the US dollar and let's say China flourished, well, guess what? Bitcoin is going to flourish also. The US dollar could collapse, but your money is safe in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has proven that over and over and over again for 13 or 14 years now. And so that's the end of this video. Tell me what you guys think. Is that what you're expecting? That is the risk of Bitcoin not being invested. All right, until the next video. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.